Good evening, everyone. This is Dorcas Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. How are you? I'm doing much, much better. Today, I want to come and just talk about life footprints, the joy of living. Life footprints, the joy of living. And I think when I just thought about life and the splendor of living. I talk a lot about going through conflict, storms, but I want to talk about joy, the joy of living. The one thing I love to do more than anything in the world besides serving God is laughter. You could ask anybody about my personality. I love to laugh. Laughter is like a medicine. It does the heart good. And I love to laugh. And, that's why children inspire me because they have such a light heart. They don't take things as deeply as we do. I had my niece over, both of them over here, my great nieces over here the other night, and they spent the night, and we laughed and we talked, and it's just when you can laugh regardless of whatever is going on. So I want to talk about the joy of living. There is so much beauty in living. And sometimes I think with Dorcas that I get sidetracked of all the other stuff, just stuff, things that happen, and you're wondering why did it happen, and why did they do this, and what have I done wrong, and ah, but there's so much more to doing what we do. And so laughter gives us strength. What strength do we need? We need the strength to understand that we have so much to be thankful for, so much to be grateful for, so much to be just enjoying. There's so much beauty that we have, even as Americans, especially as Americans. We have so much. And so I just wanted to come back and talk about the joy of living and some of the things that causes me to have joy. What causes us or me to have joy is when I know that I am fulfilling a purpose in my life. What gives me joy is when I can still live on my own. That makes me excited. When my house is clean, and these are things that really I love. I mean, when I can fix something to eat and it come out good. And when I can fix something to eat and it doesn't come out good, and I can just sit and laugh and say, girl, you messed up on this one. But I'm grateful. Laughter also produces gratitude. You know, it don't have to come out right all the time. And guess what? It will not come out right all the time. But if we can find something to be grateful for in whatever has happening in our life, we can find the joy of living. In spite of, in spite of, I have joy, and I'm grateful for that. And when we have gratitude, we're just grateful. I'm grateful to the people that are in my life. I'm grateful for all the stuff that I have. I have more stuff than I will ever use in this lifetime, but God has been so good to me to allow me to do all of the things that I do. I am grateful for my gifts and my talents. I have a lot of gifts and talents. And before, I used to look at it because people say, how you know how to do that? Why you do this? Why you act like this? But I'm grateful for who I am. I'm grateful. Yes, I'm grateful. I'm not bragging, but I'm telling you that God has been good to me and He's bestowed a lot of things on me. And I am just coming back just to say, enjoy what you have, because that's what He's telling me. Enjoy, Dorcas, what you have. Not only what you have, but what you do. Not only for what you do, but for what you say. Just enjoy the rest of your life. And when we do this, we can have passion. We can live with passion for the things that we have encountered, the things we can have courage. We can take courage in the midst of, in the things that we don't understand. We can still take courage and find something to laugh about. And I'm telling you, I love to laugh. It's just one of the things, and I think it comes from my dad. And, when my dad was living, I mean, we would just find the stupidest things to laugh about. And I'm telling you, when you laugh, you feel better. When I laugh, I feel better. So the joy of life, the joy of living, there is so much to live for. And I just want to encourage us because, I really got off track and really got off track. I went to the doctor and I gained 8 pounds, and I understood why, because, I started back ordering pizza and pasta because that was the easier way to go after we come through this serious situation that we were coming through. I was not needing to do that, but I just found myself doing it because it was easier. But when I look back, I don't look back with regret. I look back that I'm grateful because God has allowed me to say, okay, you did that. Now what are you going to do? So the joy of living says that even though you messed up, what it seems like a mess up, right? But is it really a mess up? Or is that just taking you to the next phase in your life? See, we have footprints of life, footprints of where we're going. So we got to know that even though it looks like a mess up, if you take courage in what you're doing and you can find the strength through laughter to say, you know what? I got to go on. I got to move on because this is what makes me feel good. What makes me feel good is when I can get up in the morning and I can do my exercise and my stretches, and I can go out there and I can eat a healthy breakfast, and then I can come back and I can drink a lot of water, and I can fix a healthy lunch and have a healthy dinner, and all these things were the things that made me feel good. That was the joy of living. And I thank God that He's allowed me to experience this part of my life because it's wonderful. The last 5 years of my journey, I was really enjoying myself. I love exercise. I like to get in the bed and do my exercise. Yes, I said get in the bed and do my exercise. I like to get in there. I like to do my exercise, and I like to get ready for bed at night, and bam, I like to just feel the way, I feel so relaxed and so at ease, and but I had stopped because I was upset with something. And as soon as I made peace with what was really bothering me and found the joy in even conflict. Do you know there's joy in conflict? What do you mean, Dorcas, joy in conflict? Because as soon as we can find out where we mess up or do something that we shouldn't do or say something that we shouldn't say, then we need to just sit back and say, you know what? Yes, that looked like it was a conflict, but look where I am right now. I went through something with a friend of mine, and it was really bothering me. It was really bothering me. And then first I said, you know what, forget it. You go your way, I go my way. But then just the other day, I was in my office and I was over there and I was laying down, and because I had been up on my back and I was just stretching my back, and then I said, Dorcas, no, you can't do this because you're not the kind of person that can hold conflict. I can't stay mad. And so because I can't stay mad, um, I'll mull it over and over in my mind. What could I have did wrong? Well, something I did, this, that, and the other, and the other. But the joy of living is that conflict doesn't last. And so unless we want it to last, I don't want conflict in my life. I don't want to be mad at nobody. And so these are the things that make me have joy when I could just get up, and we were emailing each other and I was emailing him and we were just going back and forth, and then I was like, this is what I was saying. I don't know what he was saying, but I was like, forget you, it's over. And then it was like God was letting me know, is this what you want? And it's not. If you got conflict, it's not what you want. That's the number one thing. If you got a storm in your life, I'm not talking about raining outside, but you got something that you just can't put it down, and you just keep mulling it over in our lives, and we just keep mulling over in our minds, and we just keep going through all these different changes. 9 times out of 10 is something that's bothering us that we love and we don't want it in our life. So the joy of living is you can get it straight. You can get it right. Because if 2 people love each other, if 4 people love each other, if 100 people love each other, when something is wrong, we're out of step with life. And when we're out of step with life, it causes us to have anxiety. It causes us to be wondering these different things that's going on in our mind. And so the joy of that is we have a monitor or a conscience inside of us that says, you're out of sync. And I'm telling you, as soon as, I got up, and it's like there's no right people in conflict. There is none. I believe that. Now, I'm not saying what you should believe. I don't believe nobody is right when there is conflict. I don't care who did it. I don't care how they did it. I don't care when they did it. That's just my thinking. I don't care what it was about. I don't care how much it hurt. Conflict never has a right person or a wrong person. And that's what happens a lot of time. Well, he shouldn't have did that. She shouldn't have said that. If she wouldn't have did that, then I wouldn't have did this. And this is what causes conflict to Dorcas in her life, because I believe, this is my belief system, that there is no right or wrong when there is conflict. The only thing that we could do with conflict is get it right, because that's the joy of living. My mom and my dad, both of them are dead now, but they used to be just arguing like, oh my goodness. I can't even explain to you how they would sit down and something would be said and boom, it would be like an explosion in my house when I moved back. And they would just be going round and round, and I'm like in my room, and I'm like, oh my goodness, and I'm working on my computer, and I get up and I close my door and I turn on my air conditioner in my room, and I'm like, what is wrong with them 2 people? But this is the thing. After they got through with the conflict, a few minutes after that, my mom would come in my room and she said, Dorcas, and I'm like, yeah. And I'm looking at her like, you and Dad, you guys are really crazy. I didn't say that, but that was what I was thinking. She said, me and your dad are going out to dinner. And I'd be like, oh, okay. She closed my door, and I would say, these are the craziest people in the world. But they never held on to conflict. Somebody was going to do something. They were fussing, fussing, fussing. Then the next thing you know, they're going to the nursery to get something to plant for the gardener to plant. They would never, ever just stay involved in it, to so much so that it just made uh, I can't explain it. I cannot explain my parents. I can't, because I could not understand how you guys could be saying those words to each other and then turn right back around and just walk like ain't nothing happened. But you know what? They did. And so that's the joy of living. The joy of living is no matter what we go through, or no matter what we say, or no matter how we're tested, and no matter how we feel, the joy of living is laughter, and you can get it right and we can move on. So even though I stopped doing my exercise, I was ordering pizza, and because that was easier to do, I mean, I started ordering pizza like crazy, and I don't even like pizza because it's too much dough, but it was just easy, even though I did all of those things. The joy of living is that even though you did that in that season, you can come out into another season. Isn't that marvelous that no matter, like, you could have an argument with your mate, or you could have an argument with your children, but the joy of it is something inside of us, which is called love, causes us to, no matter what we go through, we come back together. Isn't that joy? That is joy. And so now I'm back doing my exercise in the bed. I'm back eating right, and I said, it's easier to buy a pizza. No, you got to get back on track. I done gained 8 pounds, and 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 the joy of that is that the scale can tell me, hey, you're going back up. And I'm like, no, 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 I'm not going back up. So I'm grateful for everything that I've been through. I'm grateful for my friends and my friendships, and all the things, whether they're up or down, in and out. I am grateful for everything. I have a passionate, and we take courage in the midst of what we see, because love is always on our side. Who is love? God is love. So no matter what you're going through today, I just want to come back and encourage you. And that may seem like a cliche, no matter what you're going through. And that doesn't mean that I'm not concerned about what you're going through. But this is what I'm trying to say. We always have the ability to come out. And that's what life is. Life is a progression. We're constantly moving. We're constantly going somewhere. And so when we understand that we're constantly moving and we're constantly going somewhere, and some things are not going to always be right, some things are not going to always feel good, but if we keep walking and understand there is joy in living, and don't get bitter. Bitter is the number one killer of friendships. Bitter is the number one killer of relationships. Bitterness is the number one killer of everything in this world. If we just don't get bitter in whatever we're going through, but just understand it's only for a minute. When I say I'm going through, that means I'm passing through. If I'm going to Texas and I pass through Texas, Texas is one of the longest states to get out. But if that's not your final destination, you keep driving, right? If you're coming through Arizona, Arizona is a hot place. I can't understand why people build houses in this desert, but I'm living here. But if this is not your destination, you will keep going. And if we keep going, eventually you're going to come out of Arizona, and you're going to eventually see the sign that said, welcome to California. And so it doesn't matter. Whatever that we're going through, what I'm trying to say is go through. Don't get stuck. When we get stuck in our mind and don't have the ability to forgive, I'm not going to forgive because I know I'm right. I just said earlier, there are no people that are right when there is conflict. Get it right, move on, have joy, have laughter in your life. A lot of times people are stuck because they've lost the joy of living. We get so comfortable with each other. We get so just like we just know each other, and we're just doing stuff in the motion. No joy, no fun, no laughter, no nothing. And when you allow these things to cease from your life, you will get stuck and bitter. So that's what I'm grateful for, is I'm grateful for everything that I've been through. I'm grateful for that. I've had a business for all these years, and God has blessed me. I've had a business for over 40 years. I started my first computer business, and it was called Inside of You, because my dad said to me one day, I was taking him to the airport. He said, Dorcas, always remember this: whatever you're looking for, it's inside of you. Because I got a different viewpoint of life. I got a different intellectual profile. And my dad would always tell me, whatever you put your mind to, you could do. And you know what? I always believed him. And I'm telling you, whatever I put my mind to, God has blessed me to do it. And so now I'm getting ready to retire my business because it's been a long time, and I just want to do some other things right now. And I'm just going to keep three of my websites that I maintain. And other than that, I'm going to be retiring because I feel like now there's just some different things that I want to do. I want to do my I got so many songs. I got so many quotes. I want to just compile a lot of things. And I just want to spend the rest of my life just doing some of the things that I love. I love to pray. I love people. And I just want to do some things that are um, different in my life. I want to enjoy the rest of my life. I'm going to be 66 years old. I'm grateful for that God has let me live these many years, and also allowed me to meet so many neat people since I've had this disability with my back. So now I'm not looking at it as a disadvantage of what I went through. I'm looking at it as the joy of living, because you know what? I would have never met some of the people that I have met if I had never experienced that car accident. So now what do? This is an advantage and a time for me to just spend the rest of my life doing some of the things I love. I want to get involved in a lot of different things in the community because I am a community person, and I'm getting ready to buy me a car. And so I'm just grateful for what God is doing. I've been looking for a car. I found the car that I'll be able to get in and out of because I took a class on um, AARP, and one of the things that I learned is you need to be car fit, especially if you have a disability. So we went around to car lots, and I found the car that I can get in and out of easily, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm talking about the joy of life. So whether or not you have a disability or disadvantage, remember that you take that situation and make something positive out of it, because I'm telling you, laughter heals. People don't believe it. Try laughing. It really heals. And you can go, they have laughter therapy. You can go on YouTube. I'm serious. They have laughter therapy because laughter will heal you. It will bring you up from a place of depression, and it's wonderful. How do you feel inside when you laugh? So I'm really excited. I do Christian calendars and I do regular calendars, quotes, and so this is my last calendar that I will be doing, and I'm working on it, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for everybody that I met, and it's not that I'm going somewhere, leaving you and going. It's just that now I want to do some things different, and including you, because you're a part of my life and I don't want you to go nowhere. And that's one thing with conflict also. When we're going through a lot of conflict, a lot of times what we're really saying is don't leave me. I don't like when I feel like I need to make a decision to leave. I don't like leaving people. I love people. And I know people love me. I used to say, I don't think people love me. I know people love Dorcas Chandler. Hey, I hope that this video that I'm putting out here on YouTube it uplifts you. That no matter what's going on in this world, and sometimes it's crazy, it seems like we get out of one thing into something else, but don't let the craziness of this world drive you insane. Don't let the craziness of this world cause you to have so much stress and pain. Find love in you and go and enjoy life, because life is worth the living. And sometimes we can get caught up in so much craziness that we forget who we are and what we have. We have so much to be thankful for, grateful for, and I just love you, and I appreciate you guys coming to my web casting, and I keep saying I'm gonna buy a camera, and I am gonna buy a camera. I can buy a camera, but first I'm gonna buy me a car, okay? Because I really want to get out and I want to do some things, and I just want to enjoy life, even if it's just driving through the city where I live here in Arizona, driving through the state. This is a beautiful country, and there's a lot that I haven't seen and I want to see. And so I'm excited about the next level. I'm excited about being back on my regimen of eating. And it's not really a regimen, it's a lifestyle. It's a life change. I got to do this for Dorcas. I got to do this because I feel better in my back when I'm doing the right thing. I feel better in my mind when I'm doing the right thing. So if I want to feel better, then I got to do better. And I am just so grateful for each one of you. And if you would like to have one of my retirement calendars, just simply go to the Dorcas Gazelle, whatever it is, DorcasGazelle.com, and just email me. I'll send you one. They'll be out in September, because September is when I'm going to be retiring, and I am excited about the next move and the next level. Hey, go and enjoy life and enjoy the people that you're around. If somebody loves you, love them back. Love is not complicated. We make it complicated. This has been Dorcas Chandler at DorcasGazelle.com. And if nobody have told you that they love you today, I love you. You be blessed and have a wonderful and joyous life as we continue on life's footprints. Bye-bye. Exercise. We're going to slow it down this time. Come on, come on, come on. We're moving on because we are victorious. Oh, yeah. We're moving on because we are a conqueror. We're moving on. 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 We are not powerless. We're moving on. We can see in front of us. We're moving on. We're moving on. Life may have dealt us some hard blows, but we're moving on. We see the vision in front of us. We're moving on. We go after our dreams. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're not defeated. We're moving on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We're moving on. We're moving on. We are more than a conqueror through Jesus Christ. We're moving on. We are more than a conqueror through Jesus Christ. We're moving on. Be encouraged, be encouraged. We are moving on. Don't let your heart be troubled. Don't let it be trouble. We're moving on. Don't let nobody get in your way and tell you you can't make it. We're moving on. May not be as quick as it used to be, but we're moving on. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We're moving on, we're moving on, we're moving on. We are moving on. I see myself up the road. I am moving on. No standstill here, no standstill here, no standstill here. I am moving on, moving on. Push your foot up against mine. We're moving on.